Thank you. I'm privileged and honored. My friend, the CEO of ADL, Mr. Jonathan Greenblatt, summit participant, partners, and colleagues. I've chosen to dedicate my adult life to pursuing two main goals. The first, to defend the state of Israel and its people. And the second, thank you. And the second, to fight against prejudice and how it influences our society. The fight against anti-Semitism and racism, including their various consequences, is the linkage between these two goals. Defending my people, what written by those who have been blinded by prejudice. This is also the ADL's goals, to fight decisively and uncompromisingly against all forms of anti-Semitism and against those who try to harm Jews and the state of Israel. At the age of 18, more than 5 decades ago, when I first wore the IDF uniform, I made a commitment to always stand on the front line, in the first line of battle against those who have made it their goal to harm Jews and the state of Israel. Our fight to protect our existence in the state of Israel and the constant fight against terrorism and its originator have led me to critical junction in defending Israel and its citizens, leading the task force in Tripoli, hunting the murderers who massacred 11 members of the Israeli Olympic delegation in Munich, commanding a paratroopers unit in the Yom Kippur War against hundreds of Egyptian tanks that invaded our territory. At that time, losing also my beloved brother was killed in the war and many friends. As the first soldier to land in Entebbe, the capital of Uganda, in the unforgettable Operation Entebbe, rescuing 105 Israeli hostages who were kidnapped by terrorists. Later, the operation named after Yoni Netanyahu, Lieutenant Colonel Yonatan Netanyahu, who was the commander of Sayeret Matkal and killed during the operation. In Operation Peace of Galilee, leading airborne paratroopers forces from the Awali River to Beirut in a 7-day campaign against Syrian forces and terrorists. Participating in covert operation in Sudan to bring Ethiopian Jews to Israel after facing persecution and severe discrimination. For 34 years of my life, I've served as a soldier and commander in the Israel Defense Forces. But even as a veteran, my mission to serve the state of Israel and Israeli society carried on. So was the fight against anything that engaged their future. My distinguished guest, I started my speech by saying that fighting against prejudice is a significant part of my life. In fact, prejudice is the reason we are all gathered here today. Prejudice created alienation and suspicion, growth and incitement. Many times prejudice turns into violence, verbal at first, then also physical, Anti-Semitism and racism are severe, despicable expressions of prejudice, but they are certainly not the only one. I would like to share with you my personal encounter with prejudice and how I choose to face it. As a matter of fact, me and my wife, Didi, sitting here. 30, they deserve it. 38 years ago, my wife and I had our son, Eran, named after my brother who was killed in the Yom Kippur War. Eran was born with autism and severe mental retardation. When we received the difficult news, we immediately had to deal with prejudice. How do you tell people your child is mentally retarded? How do you deal with stereotypes that affect the attitude towards those who are different from us? How do you deal with society that ignores or is ashamed of those who wish and mostly deserve to become part of it? Over prejudice, over darkness, and concealment, Didi and I choose light. We decided never to be ashamed of our beloved son, Eran, to give him everything we can and be seen with him in public if we so choose. We decided that the best way to root out prejudice is to talk about Eran, our son, and his world. For Eran, who was called retard, in Hebrew it's awful, mefager, and for his friends who were not considered part of Israeli society, we established a village in the Negev, in southern Israel, a loving home for many, a place that leaves prejudice outside its gates. A place that best realizes our vision to give our beloved son and anyone else who needs it love and quality of life while integrating them into our society. Our son Eran passed away more than 15 years ago. I believe that in his lifetime, we managed to make a small crack in the wall of stereotypes and prejudice the surrounding mental retardation. But we still have a long way to go. The mission is not yet completed. Prejudice still exists, threatening and endangering anyone who is different, anyone who chooses a different lifestyle, sometimes even anyone who thinks differently. Friends and colleagues, several months ago, when I took upon myself the role of the Jewish Agency Chairman of the Executive, I knew it would be a direct continuation of my journey, my life's journey. A journey of commitment to defend the Jewish people and fight anyone who is driven by prejudice and harms those who are different from them. Through our close working relationship with our core partners, the Jewish Federations of North America, along with Hillel and others, the Jewish Agency is on the front line of fighting anti-Semitism alongside ADL. Our shlichim, some of them sitting here in this hall, our shlichim communities and on campus are working tirelessly to ensure that anti-Zionism, which so much a part of anti-Semitism today, is called out and challenged. It was clear to me that this was my opportunity to bring hearts closer together and connect the different parts of the Jewish people, regardless of their origin, color, or religious perceptions, may they be Orthodox, conservative, reformist, or secular. It is a great honor for me to be here with you. Our gathering here reflects the Jewish Agency and the ADL common goal. It is vital for us to unite forces, to stand firm and be determined, to instill Jewish pride, the pride of a nation that has heritage of wisdom, but also of suffering, a nation that many times follow the prophet's vision of a more just society, a society which is driving to make Tikkun Olam a much better place. With our hands joined together, the Jewish Agency and the ADL are force multiplier in our fight against increasing anti-Semitism. It ensures the well-being of Jewish communities. ADL allocates extensive resources to ensure their safety. I would like to express my personal gratitude and appreciation to you, Jonathan Greenblatt, thank you, and the people of ADL, all of you, for your important work. Thank you for standing firm and tall, impressively and inspiringly for many years to support the Jewish people and the State of Israel. Dear friends, our gathering here today conveys a significant message that must be heard. The success of our fight against anti-Semitism, racism, and prejudice mainly depends on our unity. We must broaden and deepen the collaboration between the ADL and the Jewish Agency to secure the safety of every Jew in the world, wherever he or she may be. The Jewish Agency will continue to operate powerfully to deepen the connection with all Jewish communities, to bring more Ethiopian Jews to Israel and help them integrate into Israel society, while also working to reinforce the resilience of Israel society as much inclusive, tolerant, and united. Thank you. We will continue to establish and reinforce our historic, long-standing alliance, the partnership between world Jewry and the State of Israel. True, we have more mutual challenge, we have more goals we wish to promote together, mainly among youth, but I'm convinced that together we can face any challenge. In the spirit of the chosen slogan for this summit, "Never is now," we will continue to act here and now so that all Jews all over the world feel safe, feel whole, feel that they are not alone. Thank you, my friend, and good luck to all of us, and maybe bracha, bless, at all of us. Thank you very much.